Thanks for staying with us. So, Timmy Dakolo, the Nigerian singer, in one of his posts recently, said that fame doesn't automatically translate to financial success. In his words, you can be really famous, like really, really famous, and but still be broke. Now, what are your thoughts on this, especially seeing that a lot of young people would do anything to be famous? For example, majority of them just want to be on TV without being the one that serves the coffee first. Now, what are your thoughts on this? Because people think that fame is everything, and Yoruba has a saying that if you're looking for fame, if you're looking for money, and you find honor or fame, okay, you find honor on the way, which sometimes fame can give you honor, right? So it depends on how you look at it. But the point is that when you have all this fame, all this attention from people, does it necessarily translate to money? And it's important for us because people always assume we are rich people. They come to you expecting that, Mariam has more money. In fact, they come to me asking for a job. I'm like, they say that I am the owner of TVC, or I am, people just assume that because we have big guests that come on the show, automatically they are friends, that we talk to them every day. Oh, really? So we've experienced it, so we can almost relate to what he's saying. But what are your thoughts when you saw this message?
I mean, I just feel that, yes, he had just told you, and it is, fame does not necessarily translate to money. There's so many things. Beauty does not necessarily translate to happiness in marriage, So there's some of these misconceptions people have about things because they're on the outside, very far away from it. And until you're inside it, you understand that not only does it not always translate to money, it comes with it comes with so many responsibilities. It comes with a cost. And, sometimes you sit down in your home, when they say, be careful what you ask for, this is what people mean, that until you step in that person's shoes, you understand that, yes, you may see the lights and camera and action, but you don't understand the work that needs to be put in place, the cost that sometimes people have to pay to find themselves here. And then there's some people who are just pursuing, they're just pursuing what they love, their passion, and then fame happens to them. So they're not pursuing fame in itself. It just happened to fall on them because of what they were doing. And you find them always struggling with this newfound fame. I've heard musicians say, I just want to be a musician. I don't want to be famous. I don't want to be on the streets and people running after me. Yes, I just want to make good music and go back to my house and be quiet. So I think for young people, whatever you want to pursue what makes you happy, pursue what you're passionate about, money and fame will come. And then if you want to work, fame, as we said, fame does not necessarily translate to money. So you have to do the extra work of seeing how you may, bank on this fame to bring you money, because yes, it gives you a platform, it gives you some sort of influence, but you have to use it well to tap into those benefits.
So I therefore ask that, what's the cost of fame? What's that cost people are willing to pay or not pay? Because you're telling me about an interview of a very popular actress who was saying that she had to sacrifice a few things for what she is today. I think her marriage had to be sacrificed at that time. So what is that cost? Yes, you see the fame, but are you willing to pay that price? I was watching a video of a very influential woman. I can't remember her name. She's not Nigerian, but she's at the Okonjo-Iweala level. And she was saying that, listen, when somebody asked her that question, point blank, like, what was the cost of this? She said, listen, it was a high cost. Because her children did not have her. She had to leave her. I mean, it was a price she had to pay. She didn't have the motherly attention. They didn't have the motherly attention she should have loved them to have. That she had, growing up, she dreamt of this nice mother, father, children sector. And then she started beginning to grow in her career. And opportunities were opening. And she was thinking, okay, do I take it or go back home? And she took the opportunities. She's owning it. But she understood clearly that she lost out on her children's growth. Now, they're older, they're closer to their dad, but at least she's happy that they have their dad who is someone. So what's that cost of fame, Nima?
When you asked it, fear catch me, because I'm at that point now. My son gave me 50 naira, and the other time he gave me 200 naira note in exchange for me to stay home. So he's 5 now, he's very aware, and the conversation regularly is, why do you have to go to work? Can you just stay home? He will run after the car, but this morning he acted more maturely. He ran after the car in his clothes and said, bye, I'll see you later, right? I said, yes. So I have to compensate accordingly and, adjust all the time. And I'm not a parent that takes children out regularly. I don't have places. When I'm not working, I want to stay home. So the children will be like, no, let's just spend time with you the entire day. Wherever you're going, let's go there. Where I'm going, I'm going to work. I can't have children and be attending to children where I'm going. So these are tough conversations. So I can only imagine if a person that has to do it for 30 years and certain highlight points of your kid's life or very major points of family life that you would have had to give up because you want to get to the very peak. Right. Most of us that were doing it here now, we know how to balance it. We're still able to. Yeah. But there's certain fame that comes and it takes it all. Exactly. I listened to Amina, I'm trying to remember her son name. No, not Oyatogo, Oyagbola, I think the former MTN was at the CEO, and she was saying that when someone asked her that same question, she said the price was children. And that, she had to take the tough decision because her son got addicted to TV. And I said, I'm there now. My son was addicted to TV. So I thought to compensate this is to take out certain things. I did that, and the son wanted me to replace it. So a lot of times, these are tough decisions that you make. And all the people see outside is that you're famous, so you're wealthy. And it's not always the case, and you're happy. Yeah. It's not always the case. Sometimes you call me, I'm actually looking at the phone, I'm just not picking it up. Because, I know that you want to pass a burden to me, and I'm dealing with my own now.
God bless you.
I'm dealing with my own right now.
I mean, there was I was telling you yesterday that I was on, my daughter already complained that I don't have her time, and so I'm trying to make her time for her. So it was a Saturday morning. So I now said, the mommy-daughter time, we're going for a photo shoot, you're going to be 10 years old. So I was having that nice time with her alone. Somebody calls me and started giving me all the story of her life, or her husband, they did this, something might happen, she doesn't have money. And I'm thinking, I honestly don't need this information right now. And when you tell them, they don't understand. So I had to tell her, what, let's talk tomorrow. I'm going somewhere very important. And it happens. Even last, I went to a birthday party. Myself and my husband were at the party 2 days ago. And we were having a great time. And while the party was going on, he got a call from grandma. He now went outside. And he was hearing my son crying in the background. And he wants his mommy and daddy. Right now. Yeah, mommy and daddy. And grandma said, let's start coming home. He now came to me and said, let's start going home. But you see, we have to be at that party because we invited people that were important to us. But the kids don't see that. No. They're like, here, it's evening. You're supposed to be in this house. So those are some of the prices we have to pay. Now, the crucial question is it worth it? Those things that we do outside them, is it worth it? We'll say it's for the money, it's for the stability. I don't know what, is it worth it?
It depends on what makes you happy eventually. Miriam just talked about, how fulfillment is seeing the children doing well. Happy, and that, for me, has always been a dream. I don't want to fail at anything. If I fail at anything, I don't want to fail at this. You understand? So it will be worth it if I have the family intact and everything doing well at the same time. But it won't be worth it if that side has to fail. Yes. I'd rather feel that. Right.
Okay, let me go on a quick break. When we come back, we continue this conversation. What is the price of fame? Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
Thanks for staying with us. We're still discussing Timi Dakolo's message, that's saying that because somebody is famous doesn't necessarily mean they have a lot of money. Because at the end of the day, this entire life journey is about making enough living for our children at the end of the day. Because I observed 70-year-olds, 80-year-olds, all they have today is their family, what they've invested in their children. It's not about all the fame that happened when they were younger. The real crux of the matter. So the poor man, the middle-class man, the rich man, at the end of the day, it's the same result. Our children are successful and they're doing well. Yes. That's the same result we're all trying to achieve. So the poor man has never entered airplane before, that has never even lived in a city before, and is living in a small village and is happy, and his children are excelling because he invested everything he had into those children, has exactly the same result as a man that lived all his life outside the country, and his children are also doing well and they're excelling. They have the same result. So this issue of fame, I go back to the question, is it worth it? Should we seek? Because people outside, they want to be famous. They want what you have. They want to be Mariam Longet. They want to be on TV. They want people to know them. Because for them, that is the way to get this result that we're all looking for. So the question is it worth it, do you think?
See, what makes it worth it is that you're pursuing first what it is that you want to pursue. You're pursuing a career, you're pursuing a way of life, and then the fame is like the cherry on top. you know, something that's just an attachment that comes with what you're doing. So if I am on TV, because I really love to be on a talk show with co-hosts and talk about issues, that is different from the fame. So the show is so popular, people enjoy it, and so it comes with that fame. So what I'm pursuing is the job, is the career, is the relationships that I have. And so it makes that worth it. And then it also, because I don't want to just give fame like a complete bad name, like the fame is the burden that we have to carry. It comes with its benefits, but sometimes also, as I said, it comes with its responsibilities and it comes at a cost. There's something I used to enjoy doing then, which is when I wake up in the morning, let me tell you what my life was before TV. When I would wake up, get the kids ready, and then I used to enjoy particularly driving with the children to school. Because it's such a long drive, we used to have a lot of time to talk. I knew a lot about them. And then one time when I got like a little short break, I did it again, and I realized how much I'd missed. You know, the sort of, so I'm like, so who are they having this conversation with? You know, when we start having conversation, like, so all these times that they're having conversation on their way to school and from school is not with me. They're having conversations with the people that are taking them, and it made me feel a little sad. But it also made me realize, okay, this is all important to me. I love the job that I do. So I would now make the extra time to do this somewhere. Another thing I used to love doing is when you drop them off, I stop at the stadium, do my taekwondo. Now I don't have all the nice toned muscles and everything. I just sit down, you know,
look great.
So those are the, you know, different costs. So it's important that you pursue really what gives you joy. Secondly,
I want to harp on what you said earlier, because I think it's critical, especially for those from outside looking in, because they forget that there's a baseline work for everybody. You have to work. As you said, the fame is the little cherry on top. We are all working. Work. So, but people don't want to work. They want to just be put on TV and then, hey, bada bing, bada bang, you're famous. So that work is so crucial for us to put it. But going back, let's go back to what Timi Dakolo is saying. The money. How come we're not rich? We're famous.
It's not always right. Because maybe you need
How come an actor is not rich? How come some actors are not rich and they get that famous? I mean, we saw a few that passed on recently. They were sick. They didn't have money for proper medical care. So they have the fame. People know them when they go out. But that didn't translate to money. So what's the missing link?
Well, we have A levels, B levels, C levels. And then you need to be able to sell out like the huge stadia, O2 Arena, like the Wizkid. That's a lot of money. But here, I mean, let us use the example of when Davido did the challenge and how many billions that he got, millions of money that he got, compared to what we, you know, raised. And it just shows that the fame, some people are famous, some people are infamous, some people are loved, and what they're doing, people are able to contribute to it. So if I have like 100 million people following me and I'm selling, you're able to stream my music or my movie for just, you know, a little amount of money, but there's so many people that are purchasing it, of course it will reflect. Here on TV, it does not necessarily reflect that way because we do our job, we get paid for what we do here. Everything else goes to the, you know, studio. But money itself is something you have to work for. So you need to now look for this fame that I have. How do I translate it to money? We had Waje come tell us some years ago, saying that her music did not necessarily bring her a lot of money. We were shocked because she has one of the best voices in Nigeria. And it's because we understand there's music talent and there's music business. So when you don't have the money, you have to now sit down with people who understand the business of making money to help you with your platform and market it and make you some money.
Yes,
I totally agree with you, Miriam. The truth is, there's fulfillment in doing what you're doing if your goal is just to make impact. For someone like me, who did not dream TV, I didn't even think it was possible. I just wanted to watch your view and then come and sit one day and correct the ladies. They were wrong on that viewpoint, and I was just shouting about myself. And I'm sitting down, and I do it every day now for 8 years. For me, I'm fulfilled. When I wake up in the morning, I go to where I love to go. And for me, that's fulfillment. If God now puts money in it, good. But that I'm not fulfilled doing what I love doing every day, it's a different business. The stress, once I just get here and I'm able to do that impact, and then I drive past people, and the conversation actually changed things. You know, sometimes I just take a drive on Sundays with my children around Satellite Town. Yesterday, I was on my backed-up photos, watching the videos, photos of the traffic, this serious situation. It was the craziness. There was this crater that people would jump over, fall into the water, and I was looking at it, I was like, and I used to be every day, government! I just felt good, and I do not feel like eating throughout the day. So for me, that's fulfillment. But, you know, I'd been at a place before where someone came and said, is that you? Is this the kind of car you're using? And you live in this area, you don't even live in Lekki. You know, that's people's mentality. Yes. Trying to affect what you already consider. I grew up a very conservative life. I feel fulfilled in things that people don't understand. You understand? So
and remember, that is what we're trying to help
Nigerians. This wealthy thing, the mama selling moi moi that I grew up with died fulfilled. You know, she counted her blessings in ways people don't understand. So I always try to put that in my daily life and view to life. I'm happy.
Money shouldn't define your fulfillment.
It shouldn't.
Happiness.
If it comes, it's an extra.
Yes.
But do you think that what you're doing is worth it? Is it something that when you leave this world, you'd have thought you made impact?
There was an old man. I think I can't remember where I met him from. We're having a conversation, and sometimes I like talking to people that are older because you just get a lot of wisdom. And he said that he's a happy man. I think he was in his 70s, you know, and I think he started his career as a carpenter. He wasn't doing much, and everything he earned. Yes, I remember now. His children were my classmates in Corona Primary School. And I was living in a very, very, very smaller, everything he had, he put in those children. So I ran into him sometime not too long ago, and I saw him happy. This man was I think it was in the pharmacy. I saw him, and I remembered him. No, he remembered me because I'm on TV. He said, oh, remember me? And he now introduced himself to me. I said, oh, my goodness, you know, and we talked. But you could see that this man was happy today. He doesn't live in the Ikoyi, Banana Island, but he's happy where he invested everything he had in his children. He was telling me that his children is a doctor. He has one who's a medical doctor in Canada, and the other one that just recently moved to Canada right now. And he only has 2 children. I mean, his kids, him and his wife were really deliberate. We don't have much money. 2 children, let us spend everything on them. And they're so happy. And he was just telling me about the show. And so it just reminds me, how do you define happiness? Is it until your father buys a house in Lekki or buys a house in Ikoyi that you say he's a fulfilled man? Being where he is, no matter where it is, he's a fulfilled man because you as a person are probably making him happy.
Yeah, you're happy as a child. You know, I'm happy we're going this way because I remember recently, I think it was Toyin Abraham, they showed a picture of her mother's house. Her husband had bought his mother-in-law a car. And some of the comments I saw underneath was, and she's still living in this type of house. So here are people thinking that woman is unhappy because she's staying there. If you were to move that woman, probably moved her from that house to a big house in Ikoyi or whatever, she has left all her friends, she has left her network, her community, all her church activities or mosque activities, all the things that she does that makes her happy because you want to prove a certain point. Now, that's something that a lot of us are falling into, where now we want to, people have drawn for us a picture of what our happiness should look like. And when we do not have those things that they have pointed out, oh, you don't have the latest iPhone, you don't drive the latest cars, your house is not in this particular area, you must be unhappy, or you must be lazy, or you must not have ambition. But for some people, there are other things, like you said, that make you happy, truly, deeply happy. And it's not to acquire more and more and more material things. It's to build relationships. It's to be able to be a good influence, to make impact. So we need to be careful. It's okay to want more, to want 5 houses all over the world, private jets. But that does not always mean that the next person wants the same as you, and that the person doesn't want that does not make that person less happy or lazy or unambitious.
Oh, Mariam, thank you for taking us there. So where do we therefore draw the line? You know, a lot of motivational speakers, a lot of these coaches, they tell you you're thinking small.
Yes.
Because you're living in this small room, you're thinking small, that you should think big. You must have these, because how they'll now give you Mark Zuckerberg's life story and Bill Gates' life story and say, listen, you have to go beyond where your space is. Your map of the world is too small. You need to dream bigger. And you as a person, you're hearing them tell you this, and you're already feeling, it means that you're my mother, who is still living in this small house, didn't have any big dreams for me, because she doesn't have a nice car. Obviously, she was a very small-minded person. So where, therefore, do we draw the line between what motivational speakers tell us and the reality? Because the truth is that we all want to be wealthy and rich, but can we redefine what wealth and rich and happiness and joy is?
I want to be wealthy. So some people just want to be wealthy so that they make the noise. Did you see my latest? Or when you come, you're loud. I want to be wealthy so that I can help my surrounding. So when I smelt death in 2020 with that COVID, and while I locked the door and locked my neighbors out, one person insisted on every day showing up with food stuff. She even begged that I will cover mask and I will cook it for you. And I was like, you know, they hear what I have. You know, this house right now we need to isolate. And she was like, this man does not know. I was able to help my friend secure something, a better paying job. And we looked at the amount. I was like, this amount cannot do you well. But for her, it was a far difference from where she was coming from. And because of that, when she gets that money, she can send a little to her brother, a little to her sister, and she felt indebted for that small thing that me, I was still thinking, you need a better life. And then she would come every day and say, it's because of you that we are coping under the lockdown. All these people are artisans. They would not have had something to feed on. I reflected on that. So sometimes we are distracted with these lights. Everybody is doing bling, bling. Everybody is on everywhere. You need the money just so that you can make the noise. Or you can make somebody else think, no. Or someone who look down on you. Is it at that peak of your life when things are doing, okay, when you finally get the money, do you just want to go and rub it in the person that told you you will not make it space? Is that fulfillment? Or you're making impact and you're doing different from what you think they did to you? There was a
cross-dresser recently that was telling us how much her hair was, how much she makes her makeup. And these are what young people are watching every single day. And they put so much value in material things. And what I'm trying to drive out with this conversation is, let us redirect what the value is. We all want to be famous. We all want to, but is fame the real key to happiness? That's the conversation. Is fame the real answer to your joy and fulfillment? That is the question we're asking really. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.